Our guests today are Valerie Kuinka and Richard Margison. Valerie and Richard are co-artistic directors of the Highlands Opera Studio, and Valerie is a general director as well. And today we're going to talk about the Highlands Opera Studio, what it's all about, and we're going to talk about the summer program and the special pricing as well. Welcome, folks. Nice to have you with us.
So great to be here.
Yeah.
Well, we've gone through a rather tumultuous 2 years at this point. Who would have thought we would have had a pandemic that lasted 2 years? It's just beyond belief, isn't it?
Yeah, well, in our lifetime for sure, and I think in everybody's lifetime. I don't think it's happened before.
No.
It really is unusual, and the impact that it's had on all people, all industries, and certainly we've talked in the past about the tremendous impact it's had on the entertainment industry. We are now at a stage where we start to hope that there might be some normalcy coming down the road. And with that in mind, you're starting to make plans, or have made plans already, for the summer season. And I just wanted to talk to you about that. But first, before we get into that, maybe we could just remind people what the Highlands Opera Studio is all about.
Highlands Opera Studio, it's hard to believe we're launching into our 16th year here in the Haliburton Highlands. It was established in 2007. And primarily, to begin with, Richard and I both having had our majority of our careers associated with the professional world of opera and operatic theater, we had noticed that there was a need within our industry to support the next generation of emerging professional artists. We already had fallen in love with the Highlands and had purchased a home here. So we decided that why don't we join these two worlds, the beautiful world of the Haliburton Highlands with the art form that we have dedicated our lives to. So that's how Highlands Opera Studio was born, yep. And with the help of the Highlands Summer Festival, who helped us get started. And through Curtis Eastmere and Jack Britzina and Melissa Stevens, we were able to establish ourselves here in Haliburton County, and we haven't looked back, and we've only built since then, bringing some of the best that Canada has to offer in the operatic genre. But opera is just simply singing and expressing the human spirits through voice and theater.
It's a phenomenal thing when you see people come for the first time and how they're blown away by the power of the human voice. It's unamplified. It's really quite something. Some people move to tears, actually. You know, it's a phenomenal thing. And both Valerie and I are dedicated, as she said, to creating a bridge between institution and the real world of what goes on in the opera. Professional world of opera, and give these young people an opportunity that they wouldn't ordinarily have without flying all over the world to network with people. So it's an important program, and it's a passion for the two of us.
Well, it's interesting too that it really does have two sides to it, and the Highlands Opera Studio has developed a wonderful reputation and appreciation within the Highlands and beyond. But it's both about the young artists or developing artists themselves, but also the performances for the public. Now, for the emerging artists, perhaps you could talk a little bit about what they go through and what they enjoy.
Well, I think, when they arrive, of course, everybody, their eyes are wide open, and they look around and they think, oh my God, I've landed in heaven. This is beautiful here. That's all the first reaction. But we start with master classes. I do master classes with the participants. We offer them individual coaching, individual voice lessons. We also have the operas that we perform, so they get to learn roles. all the concerts that we do, you know, from the Met to Broadway, all the various concerts that go on, they have a lot of performing opportunities. And then on top of that, we bring in people from all over the world to do mock auditions with these young people. We bring in agents and bring the world to them instead of them having to go to the world at their own expense. And all of this we do at no expense to our participants, because we feel at this point in their lives, they're already saddled with, you know, debt from university, whatever else. And they're young professionals, and we're privileged to have them here as well. And I think it's a great, great opportunity for everybody, both locally and cottage owners, to come and experience what the next generation of singers is going to offer both Canada and the world.
I just wanted to add that before they come here, the way they're chosen is Richard and I hold auditions. In a non-pandemic year, we travel across Canada and into the States to listen to close to between 150 and 200 applicants who audition for us individually to try and secure a place here at Halliburton for Highlands Opera Studio. In the last pandemic years, in 2020, we were fortunate to have just completed our live audition tour when the world came to a close, and we were able to have had that competitive audition process. In 2021, that was handled solely through video application. So people prepared an audition on video and would offer like a minimum of 3 songs, arias we call them, and would present them to us. And we listened to all of those and choose like close to 20, approximately 20 people we bring to the program out of this pool of close to 200. So it's very competitive, and as Richard said, it's offered free of charge. And as a matter of fact, in the pandemic years, we've gone one better and paid these people. We feel these are all young professionals. They have been stopped in their careers, and this is how they were starting to make their living.
They've lost income due to the pandemic.
A lot of income.
And they need more than ever now.
That's right. Yeah. So
As the coming year, 2022, we're hoping will be a reasonably normal year. Early on, as early as possible, would be appreciated. And your program is in place. There are lots of wonderful things coming back that people have come to expect and enjoy year by year. And I'm wondering, what are some of the new things that people can look forward to at the Highlands Opera Studio?
oh, yes. Well, we do enjoy all the time to present our concerts as well as as our fully staged operas. We have been able to do that. Even last year, we were able to present our main opera. So the new offering, though, is within the concerts, where we've realized that our audiences we've heard from several people who have said that they really do enjoy what we have presented. However, they would like to see lighter fare, and they would like to see things. We did Fledermaus many years ago, and there's also has been some talk of Merry Widow. Well, Merry Widow was very much Merry Widow. These are operas that are in the genre of operetta. They are not considered fully opera, and we've talked a lot about this and how do we bring more operetta into our opera program. And so we've established this year a new concert called A Night at the Operetta. And what we will offer in that concert is all that kind of music, all the sparkling world of operetta, selections from Merry Widow, from Fledermaus, and from any kind of operetta that is Gilbert and Sullivan, for instance. I know there's a lot of people that have mentioned Gilbert and Sullivan as well, which is not opera. But with that, between the genres of this kind of singing, that someone who loves to sing and the young people that we support, and the art form that we support, that speaks to the human spirit, pardon me, is we feel there's many ways of expressing that. And this is what we are trying to do, is cover as much as we can to show that just to be able to sing well and sing beautifully can be expressed in all these different ways. So as always, we are featuring our opera to Broadway, which features chestnuts from the opera world and musical theater. And we call it more opera to Broadway, or Pop Goes the Opera is the second concert of that type with completely different music that there's so much opera and musical theater repertoire we can make up 500 concerts, but we will offer 2 completely different concerts of a mix of opera and musical theater. Then a night at the operetta, and then we are celebrating diversity. This is the title of this season. During the course of the lockdown in 2020, there have been some horrible atrocities that occurred, culminating in the death of George Floyd, whom we all became acutely aware of the racial inequity within our society. And by extension, although that took place in the States, it's in our North American society. There are a lot of racial inequities that have gone on within Canada that often we don't know about, and all across North America, within the opera industry as well. So it's something that during the course of the lockdown, we did not stop our activities. Much of what we did through Highlands Opera Studio was done online. One of the things that was done was the establishment of the Highlands Opera Racial Equity Advisory Council. This became a part of our organization after some very open and emotional conversations that I had and Richard had as well through past alumni of Highlands Opera Studio and current participants, people of color with whom we wanted to reach out and ask, what can we do to be part of the solution and not part of the problem? And happily, we have been, they all agreed that we have always been aware, but there is always more that we can do. And we have included people of color, and we have hired and invited people to be part of our community at Highlands who have been the best at what they do, not because of the color of their skin. However, what evolved through the course of these conversations, and we've had multiple ones since 2020. We have Zoom conversations that are available to the general public that are discussions of racial inequity. That's a very general topic, but there are different sort of aspects of how that seeps into our culture, and to raise awareness, not to start to wag the finger at people, or because I think most of us we're allies. But it's through the lack of understanding of really what a person lives with in society by being a person of color, and the little what is called microaggressions, where things are said that are inappropriate, that are hurtful, that people don't realize even that they're saying. For instance, one detail. However, getting back to what we've decided to do, one of the initiatives is to include these conversations to start to point out these things. Another is to bring this inequity into the open. This is why we decided we would call this coming season, dedicated to celebrating diversity. We have added a single concert that is going to be devoted to music composed by Canadian people of color. During the course of 21, one of our offerings was an online concert series entitled Reflections and Expressions. During that 13-concert online concert series, we presented music that we offered multiple artists within our alumni, ranks of our alumni, as well as our current 2021 participants, to self-curate, to bring music to our public that we may not know, they may not know. And several of our artists Chantal Nurse, who is on our Racial Equity Advisory Council, who was our Tosca, and who was also the Countess in Marriage of Figaro for Highlands Opera Studio some years ago. She presented a concert of solely beautiful songs and mostly it's all songs
yeah.
that were written by Canadian.
Richard Coburn.
Well, was one,
Yeah.
but there were several Canadian highly established composers who are not in the mainstream and people don't know about because they are of color. And this kind of music, Suzy Tafo, who was in our program in 2016 and 2017, and was as well presented a concert during that online concert series that featured other Canadian composers that were Black, and actually it was all Black composers, Canadian composers from the 18th century, 19th century, and 20th century. So this is going on for some time. This is information and beautiful musical music, accessible music that we need to present to the public. So this is part of what we will do in the course of this. We will mix this music in, period, because this is great music. It's not. It shouldn't be categorized as
no.
This is
Yes.
So, but
It's
to
wonderful
introduce,
music by any standard.
that's right. But to introduce this, to make a special opportunity, a special spotlight to highlight this music and bring this into our to our audiences. That's one of the concerts, and this will also be part of our yet to be announced new or not necessarily new, but Canadian opera. The operas, short ones, will be current stories, current voices, and representing underrepresented members of our society.
Well, this sounds like a wonderful building of a program for this year. And I think people will, they'll be fascinated not only to hear it, but to be a part of it. It's a wonderful undertaking. One of the concerts that you're giving August 1st, and I thought it was rather interesting, and it's called Why Choose Opera? And I thought, what a marvelous idea. And this is a pay what you can community event, but the participants of 2022 will not only sing their favorite music, but they'll talk about what brought them to opera. And I think that's a lovely piece for, first of all, for them to be introduced to the community, but also to be able to talk about their passion for the music.
I think it's absolutely incredible, and I think that for the audience at large to understand just how everybody fell into this art form that we're in. I mean, we all have had different journeys. I know if I look at personally, I didn't intend to be an opera singer. I wanted to be the next Gordon Lightfoot, but there you go. But my life direction, it pointed me in this incredible world of opera. I was the accidental opera singer, I think, in some ways, but
but you're not alone, and I think that is what we're also trying to say.
Yeah, we want to let people know that not everybody sets out to do this. It's incredible.
Yeah, you don't one day starts. Some people do. Some people are drawn to it immediately, but many people start in the world of pop.
Yeah,
and then musical theater and things like Gilbert and Sullivan, and then moving, they find that they discover opera, and they discover the beauty of it. They discover that and the challenge of it, because there's the challenge of singing most efficiently. And this is what the study of voice is. And anybody can learn to sing and find out about their own voice, and learn to express themselves at the level that they want and with the music they want in better. I mean, it's always possible.
And it's interesting too, because I think Canada, more than many, we've got a huge tradition of choral music, whether it's church, whether it's local choirs, Mennonite choirs, Ukrainian choirs, all across the country. And I think that a lot of people cut their teeth in that, and then they venture into taking lessons, and all of a sudden they have an awakening and they have a calling, and it's wonderful to see just where they go once they start developing what they have to offer vocally.
Absolutely.
Well, it would seem that there's hope for Carl Dixon yet.
Well, there's talking about that, and church choirs and singers. The program here, Pay What You Can, voice lessons as well.
Well, we have, that's right. We all through the year, this is, this that you mentioned, Mike, the Why Choose Opera. I'm glad you brought that to our listeners' attention, because it's something actually that we've done for a number of years, but it's not something that has been focused on. So it is something we really want to do through Highlands Opera Studio. Is yes, maybe people often are afraid of opera. It is an art form that can have a sort of elitist label, and people think, oh gosh, I don't want to go there. I want to listen to those people screaming in a foreign language, and it's not. It's not. If you give it a chance and come and listen to some of the concerts or this that you mentioned, this offering, and see that people are just people. It's all just stories of life and of human spirit. And this is why we feel that opera has a place. It's not a frill. It is the expression of the human spirit and the celebration of the human spirit. And it's the people that follow opera, both audience and the professionals that have chosen to make it their life career, they're drawn to the ability of connecting with the human spirit and making a difference, making something of beauty. So whether that starts by just people talking to one another, saying, don't you love it, when sharing magical moments. And that's what that concert is that you singled out. It's a something of the joy of the human spirit. Through the joy of the human spirit, as Richard already said, that comes from everything from church choir to humming in or singing in your shower. It's something we can all relate to, and through the generosity of the HCDC, the Haliburton County Community Development Company, we have partnered with them to provide all year round voice lessons for people in Haliburton County of all age groups, just to, especially during this lockdown period, and here we are entering into a lockdown again, and hopefully it won't be extended, but to celebrate together, celebrate the singing, just to sing and have fun, share with our community school teacher, which happens to be our daughter, Lauren Margison, who is ready to help people and help them, whether they are pop singers, whether they want to sing pop, whether they want to sing their own, learn how to write their own songs, how to bring that to life, whether they like to sing in church, whether they want to sing their own hymns, whether they want to learn opera or anything, just to sing and the joy of singing. We have online, if you go to highlandsoperastudio.com, there's a link to sign up for those Pay What You Can singing lessons.
And especially, given the times we're going through, it's wonderful to have that. It's an emotional release when you sing, and it can let you escape from an otherwise daunting pandemic. A moment to escape and sing, no matter, as Val said, whether you're in the shower or wherever you are. And who knows, the next Pavarotti may come from Haliburton County. You
never know.
You never know.
Exactly. Right.
Well, and as you mentioned, the summer program is on your website. as well as the sign up for the vocal lessons as well. And I did want to mention that we have until January 22nd to take the opportunity to get some special pricing on tickets for the season. Maybe you could say a few words on that.
Absolutely. Well, during this time of year, we always, as I think our listeners know, we always offer reduced holiday promo pricing. However, this year we decided, under the circumstances, we want to welcome people back, take an opportunity to revisit our prices when we started. And a concert at the moment is only $25, and the opera is only $30. So this is quite a bit reduced from what we normally offer, and we still, I have to say, we pride ourselves in the ticket prices are not high, and we do present offerings that people would pay much more for if they were to go elsewhere. So we do encourage people, though, to visit, and we have our passes. For our youth pass, for instance, up to age 30 is only $10 for all the master classes and a concert and the two operas. And our season pass we have as well, with multiple concerts and the two operas. And then we have, of course, our VIP pass, which is everything. Come to everything, pick and choose, and have a chance to meet the cast and have a special party. Protocols, conditional on protocols, of course, and on what state we're in the summer of 2022. But we do also offer special sort of behind the scenes experiences for those who purchase a VIP pass.
I'm sure as people are listening and listening to everything that goes on, all the activities behind the scenes, you start to understand that there's considerable cost involved, particularly when we understand the young people, they don't have to pay for the lessons that they're and the training that they're getting through the Highlands Opera Studio. You do have some wonderful supporters, and there's always an opportunity for people who would like to help to be able to be a part of that. And how do people make a donation should they want to help support the Highlands Opera Studio?
Well, Mike, thank you so very much for bringing this up, because yes, we could not function without our greatly appreciated sponsors, corporate sponsors, the government, and our private donors. The heart of our organization is the private sector and private donors. And yes, we do have a link to donate on our website, on our beautiful new website too. I must draw people. We encourage you to visit our beautiful new website designed by Technicalities Plus here in Haliburton County, and they did a heck of a great job. On the website, we have where you land on the website, there is a donation button. Donate now. So that's one way. The other way is to contact me if people would like to offer something more, and they would like it to go to a certain part of our activities, that they should contact me directly. We do have a toll-free number. I don't want people to be put off by our toll-free number. It is only to help direct our anybody who calls to myself and to our box office, who our box office manager does not have a local cell phone number just through life, but she is local, and we decided to just not include a 705 number this time, but the phone number is 1-855-455-5533. So lots of fives, and and that number will get you to a choice of who to call. And you can, so the easiest way though is to go to the website highlandsoperastudio.com and choose donate.
Richard, Valerie, thanks for joining us today. Good to see you and good to talk to you again. And we will keep all our fingers crossed that the season starts to settle out as we get into the spring, and that all is full steam ahead for the Highlands Opera Studio for this year. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Mike. It's always a pleasure to be here. And before we go, I'm sorry to interject, but I would also like to thank everybody in the Highlands that supports us so incredibly well, and all of our wonderful volunteers who are dying to get back to the kitchen and to the performances. So,
yeah. Well, we are very grateful. And through our activities in 2021, we did present something, and we were so grateful to, it's a scary environment.
Yeah.
People came forward, and both our audiences and our volunteers, and we couldn't have done it without them.
You've got a lot of fans and a lot of people who love you dearly, which is an awfully nice feeling, isn't it?
it is for sure.
Indeed. And we send the love back.
Yeah.
Our guests today have been Valerie Kuinka and Richard Margison. They are co-artistic directors of the Highlands Opera Studio.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.